Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I've been a collector all my life. When it comes to collecting, I live my life by the 3 C's. Is it cool? Is it collectible? And is it cheap? So come join me as I look to add more to my collection. Welcome to the hunt.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Hunt. I'm XLJ the OG along with Mr. B-Roll. And on today's hunt, we're going to go to a place that I've kind of been talking about here for a little while, and we're finally just getting around to going to this place. Been coming to this place for years. It is the premier place here in our hometown to come get any sorts of retro games, any sort of movies, DVDs, Blu Rays, etc., etc. We're coming to a little place called Granny Beas.
It is an oldie, but it is a goodie.
Yeah. And continuing on with the holiday season here and saying support your small businesses. So that's what we're doing here. Not really Christmas shopping, I guess, which maybe, I don't know. We'll just kind of go in and see.
You never know what you'll come across.
Yeah. So true story, I've been coming to this guy for years. Like back when he actually, this is like the location he's at now wasn't his original location. So his original location was like a couple miles down the road here. And it was kind of like a smaller building, almost like a house.
It used to be, if I'm thinking right, kind of where I live now. It used to be right. Am I thinking right?
No, it's on down the road here. Unless, did you live on this road?
No.
Oh, no, it used to be, no, it was still here on, what is this, 7?
11.
Or 11, yeah. It's still here on 11, so, yeah. Matter of fact, I think it's taken over, like, some other small business, but here's a true story for you. So back in the day where he's at now, this actually used to be a grocery store. This was an IGA. And I remember coming here as a kid, like, with my cousin from, like, his baseball games and stuff, and, like, you know, getting Yoo-Hoo and sneaking a peek at the Playboy magazines in the back. It was awesome. It's just a true story.
It's a true story, and I was going to say, I think you just unlocked a childhood memory for me.
Really?
I can remember playing ball as a kid, and then
Coming here.
I didn't sneak at the Playboys like this guy, but
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, kids nowadays are spoiled. Alright, you ready to head on into Granny Beas and let's see what we can find in here. Let's get some goodies.
let's do it.
Let's go.
Alright, we're going to head on into Granny Beas and see what we can find. And we came at a great time. Look at this sale they got going on. That's pretty good prices. And I love they got the old Circuit City baskets. Pretty much here at Granny Beas, they have any form of media that you can think of from past and present. There you saw a bunch of CDs. Here you see some Xbox games, some Nintendo, like Game Boy Advance games. And check this out. Yes, they have a parakeet in the shop. And here we got some more games. He's got a ton of games for pretty much every game system you can think of here, folks. What a steal at $4. And over here you see some of the rare NES. Wow, look at the NES 4 score they have in box. That's impressive. But yeah, here you see some of his rare games like the NES, Super Nintendo, and we're going to have some Sega Genesis on down here. But these are kind of the more, maybe not so much rare, but like more expensive, pricier games. And yes, they even have a wide array of original Game Boy games. Now we're cooking with gas. Up against the wall here, you see some third-party licensed video game controls. You got GameCube, Nintendo 64, it's still in package. And here you have the awesome N64 case. It's the green ones I loved. And ooh, Cena Warrior Princess in box. Mr. B-Roll has something to say about that, though.
I'll let the viewers in on a little thing here. So I never actually played that game, but Xenon,
It's expensive, isn't it?
the Princess Warrior,
Yeah.
is probably like what I would consider my first like crush.
Really? Aw, and yeah, Lucy Lawless was a babe back in the day. And here we see some WWE wrestling DVDs selection, and here is all their seasons that they have on DVD as well. Oh, and I think Mr. B-Roll spotted something, little Monty Python's Flying Circus. And for all you VHS lovers out there, here is his selection of VHS tapes, which warms my heart to see these are still around. And hey, they're starting to make a comeback, as these are actually starting to be kind of collectible. Now that being said, though, they're not worth a ton of money. Ah, it's like stepping back in a time machine. I feel like I'm at a Red Draft video.
Does my heart good that they still do have VHSs here. I will say this though, big misconception is on the clamshells. People think they're worth a ton of money. They really aren't, unfortunately, but they're still cool to see.
And of course, it's the most wonderful time of year. Here is the Christmas selection. A lot of it's just like common titles and Christmas specials, but still cool that they have a separate section nonetheless. And you'll notice the way these are organized is actually in genre. Like, for example, here we're in stand-up comedy looking around. Oh, what's that? A Gallagher DVD, RIP. And here you see over here some of the Xbox games. Now, these are some pretty common games, and you'll look and see a lot of them are sports games. And over here you've got your common Super Nintendo games, which, once again, a lot of sports games you'll come across. And here we've got some PS3 games. And here we've got some original PlayStation games. Now this I can get into. And this I can really get into, some original Atari games. And here's some Sega Genesis. And here we got a selection of PlayStation 2 games, which I gotta admit, I love my PlayStation 2. May have been my favorite PlayStation. And, of course, you gotta have the Wii. But back onto the film collection, and you can just see, it just goes on and on here, folks. But, like I said before, it's great how they have it all organized in genre. Like here, you can see they've got their UFC selection of DVDs. There's some WWF, WWE DVDs down here. And here we've got the Blu Ray selection. And what's that? Oh, I think Mr. B-Roll found something.
So, a true story about this movie. This is it. I went and saw this on opening day, and I actually took a stripper out on a date to go see this. She milked me for everything. Popcorn, drink, movie ticket. Went to go... I think it was On the Border afterwards. Of course, this was many, many years ago, long before I met my wife. But we went to On the Border, you know, a taco place. Anyways, she got a meal out of me, appetizer, and a shirt to boot. Never saw her again. But I did get to see This Is It.
And here's one of my favorite sections, folks. We got the horror movie section, and they've got some pretty awesome titles here, it looks like. Some hard-to-get stuff, too.
Talk about random. Anybody remember this? With Gerard Depardieu and Katherine Heigl when she was a teenager. Not really a good movie, from what I remember.
And speaking of bad movies, who remembers Gun in Betty Lou's Handbag? Notorious, alright, notoriously sucked. Well, anyways, that's going to wrap it up for our trip here at Granny Beas, so let's see what we got.
There you go, that was Granny Beas. They had a plethora of titles as always. A little surprised they didn't have as many game systems like they used to. The only thing I saw on there for sale was like an N64.
Yeah, I mean, I think that stuff has just become so popular again, and people are collecting and want to have it again.
Yep.
That.
Yeah, yeah, because I was like totally like, man, if they had a Dreamcast, I may think about it. So, well, they had a pretty good sale here too going on with, I mean, $2 DVDs, $3 Blu-rays. I actually got some, so did you. So let's check out and see our haul. So, for me, as you all know, I pretty much mostly collect Blu-rays, but shockingly enough, I got a lot of DVDs today, and a lot of these I got because of like, if you've watched episodes before, I have kind of a rule for that. Like if it's a horror movie, if it's like an out of print something, and that's pretty much kind of what I got here, or something holiday related. So first off, I did get one Blu-ray, and Probably gonna surprise you that I did not have this in my collection. Of course, it's one of like my favorite horror movies out there, or some people say sci-fi, whatever you want to call it, but Aliens. I do have Alien, but not Aliens. I did not have. For $3, heck yeah, man, why not? I got nothing to lose. So
For $3?
For $3. Yeah, plus it's a great freaking movie. I've needed to own it for a while, so now I do. Now, do I go after Alien 3? Probably not, because it's not that good. Then to the DVDs. First up, since it is the holiday season, I completely forgot about this, but I'm glad to have this. Beavis and Buttheads. Not only it's their Halloween special, but their Beavis and Butthead Do Christmas.
Oh, it has the Halloween special.
Yeah, it's got 10 cartoons on here. I just don't remember the Christmas special. But I mean, everybody had like a Christmas special back in the day, so definitely going to be adding this to my what I watch here in the month of end of November into December around Christmas time. So there you go. And pretty much up this next one here, I think this is out of print, but you don't see this movie a whole heck of a lot. It's not a horror movie, but it's a phenomenal movie. And it's what really got filmmaker Robert Rodriguez put him on the map. El Mariachi. Love this movie. Of course, he made this when he was in Mexico, or it's like it's a Spanish movie, but it's like translated into English dub. I think this is the English dub, maybe, or that may be an option on here. But if you've ever seen Desperado, the inspiration for Desperado come from El Mariachi. So
the cover has me just like so intrigued.
Yeah, with the turtle.
Like the turtle and the guitar case and the gun.
Yeah, because he keeps the gun in the guitar case. It's a badass action movie, man. This movie's phenomenal. If you've never seen it, seriously, check it out. And then this one here, I think is out of print on this particular DVD title. It's a special edition. And it may be on Blu Ray, but this was like a huge, big budget movie back in the day. I don't know if you ever heard of it, The Abyss. And this is a James Cameron flick. But it's pretty much about like they're submarine divers and they find like some type of like, I guess you could call it let's just say a mysterious entity. So back in the day, like everybody raved about the special effects in this movie. It's pretty tight. So yeah, special edition of The Abyss. So there you go.
The case is in like excellent shape. So.
Yeah, the case is in really good shape. It's sturdy, and I dare say, yep, it's got it. It does have like the little, so you can tell this is like an older title too. So, but yeah, it's in pretty good shape.
You can appreciate the finer things in life.
Yeah. This one, the case is like not in greatest shape, but like this is another one I'm pretty sure that's out of print, at least on this version of the DVD, and there's millions of versions of this. And I do want to get this like into Blu-ray as well, but I thought like, yeah, I don't see this every day. Day of the Dead. So this is the third in the Dead series of George Romero. This one was released by Anchor Bay. And this is one of those movies, too, that you've got to watch out. Has been released by a multitude of different companies because they come in and buy the rights to it, and et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, I was like, yeah, Day of the Dead. I'll go for that. So, oh, this is cool. That's pretty cool. It's got the...
I feel like as soon as you open that, I felt like we time traveled a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love the inserts in the movies. So, now, to round it out, got some all-time classics. Now, this I don't think is really out of print on DVD, but you just don't see it a whole lot. And it is an all-time classic. I just love the...
It's a coolness factor.
Yeah. King Kong. The original King Kong. And this is a 2-disc special edition, so let's open this up and see. Yeah, no thing, but still you got the... And the insides here is pretty... You know, when you get those twofers, usually this is kind of broke up. But the case is in really good shape. That's kind of why I opted on it. And finally, to follow up with King Kong, check this out, because this is still sealed. King Kong versus Godzilla. Terrible movie, but I had to have it because it's still sealed. And look at this. This is funny. So this is a tie-in for the Dr. Dolittle movie. The live-action one that was released a couple years ago with Robert Downey Jr.
It's crazy.
Almost like, I don't know if I should open it, because look, it comes with coasters. I was like, for $2, why the hell wouldn't I buy this, you know? I was like, okay, you convinced me with the coasters. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there you go, King Kong vs. Godzilla.
And it's like the interesting pairing of, like, the coasters for that movie with King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Yeah, would you almost pay $2 for the coasters, you know?
Yeah,
So, there you go. And the fact that it's still sealed, so... That's what I picked up. I'm pretty happy with what I got. So the DVDs were $2 a piece. Blu-ray was $3. With taxes, I spent like $16 pretty much. So, ain't mad.
All right, I guess
so
it's my turn. So, I will go in the same order. I'll start with my Blu-ray. I got a couple of Blu-rays here. This right here is a great movie.
And it's sealed.
And honestly, I think I have this on DVD, but I was pretty sure I didn't have it on Blu-ray. So I picked it up. It is a great movie.
Foxcatcher.
It is an awesome cast. Steve Carell, Mark Ruffalo.
Should win an Oscar.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo is amazing in this.
Steve Carell's amazing.
Steve Carell is too, yeah. But yeah, it's a great cast, like you say. Channing Tatum's great in it too.
Yeah. I just didn't say it because my wife loves him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great cast. It's a great movie.
It is. Now, this was recommended by my good friend here, The Wrestler.
It's a very sad movie. A lot of wrestling fans, it's kind of hit or miss with them because it's just... But it's a hard pill to swallow because, folks, this is kind of the reality for most older wrestlers, unfortunately, who are still going out there, and we still see it like on a day-to-day basis. But as coming from like a person that like enjoys films, this is a phenomenal movie. Phenomenal movie. Mickey Rourke, in my opinion, the biggest robbery was Mickey Rourke not winning the Oscar that year. Now, granted, when Sean Penn won for Milk, which Milk is a phenomenal movie too, I feel like it should have been a tie that year at the very least.
Yeah.
But Sean Penn already had an Oscar, damn it. So you should have gave it to Mickey Rourke. But...
All right, and continuing in the kind of like, just like you, I picked up one for the holiday season. And like I told you, honestly, we may already have this. But, I mean, I think I only ended up paying like $2 for this.
That's not bad.
So,
well, it comes with some great titles too. I mean, you got Frosty, Rudolph, Santa Claus coming to town. But to me, the biggest selling point, the steal, Mr. Magoo's Christmas, which is an all-time great. Highly underappreciated.
Yeah. And like I said, if we do already happen to have this, it would make a great gift. I do know it seems like sometimes we're struggling to like find these, like to be able to stream them or something. Mm-hmm. So get you the physical copy.
You've got a great collection of Rankin Bass. The only thing that would have made it all the more better is Year Without Santa Claus.
True story.
It's great.
I did look for that movie. I did not find it.
I love the next one.
Dudley Do Right. Classic. Love Brendan Fraser in this movie.
What a comeback he's having right now. I cannot wait to see The Whale, by the way.
It's just a classic. Yeah. And then this one I got because of our friendship. And I told you this because I've never seen this movie. I know that you love this movie. So,
like mostly everybody, yes. Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
'Cause I'm alright. Yeah, it's one of an all-time great classic comedies. I mean, it is an essential. If you put out like a top 10 list of essential comedies, you have to see it. I honestly think this makes it on everybody's list. It's Caddyshack, man. It's Caddyshack. It's great.
I asked him if I had to get Caddyshack 2, and he said, well...
I personally like Caddyshack 2, but there's a lot of people who hate on it, simply for fact because the first one's so great. But Caddyshack 2 it is what it is. Let's put it that way. It's no Caddyshack, but I think if you would have called it anything but Caddyshack 2, it probably would have been more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. But
so I'm pretty happy. I got a nice variety here. I've got some serious movies. I got some for the family, and got some comedies in there. So
yeah, I feel pretty good about mine. Add them to my collection. Didn't break the bank, but the most important thing is you supported small businesses. And that's what this month's all about. So keep that in mind when you're out there doing your Christmas shopping. Yeah, you could go to a big box store like a Walmart or a Target, but why don't you go out, support local businesses? You can find all sorts of unique, different items and get some good prices as well. That's what's fun about the hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, I know, to pull the curtain back, I was hunting literally like the whole time we were in there for Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Could not find it, but it's the hunt that makes it all worth the while. So,
which that's a great movie too. So there you go. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Hunt. We hope you have enjoyed. And as always, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, I'm XLJ the OG.
I'm Mr. B-Roll.
We'll see you next time on another episode of The Hunt.